Hey, what's up ladies and gents, I'm Vic Christoph with PhoneArena and I have been using the OnePlus 5T in the last few days and I have got some tips and tricks to customize it, get better battery life and make the most out of that camera. The first things you should do on your OnePlus 5T is set up a fingerprint scanner and check out the cool new face unlock feature. It's time to make this phone a little more personal with some customization tweaks, so let's get going. First, change your wallpaper with a new one. OnePlus has a few awesome new wallpapers with the 5T and you can see them by long pressing on an empty space in the home screen. Then tap on wallpapers and select the one you like. A cool option that is exclusive to OnePlus phones is that it has a curated selection of some great photographs taken on OnePlus phones and you can use those for wallpapers as well. Tap on Shot on OnePlus and take a look at the great photos there. You can just save them to your phone or directly set a photo you like as a wallpaper. And here's what's even cooler. There is a little gear icon in the top right. Tap it to go into settings and there you can have the phone automatically refresh your screen with new wallpapers from this selection every day. You can do this for your home screen and for your lock screen, whichever way you like. Change your ringtone to your favorite tune. The next thing we'd like to do is change that ringtone to something more personal and more fun. Go into settings, sound and vibration, phone ringtone and check out the options there, or simply use your favorite song. You need to have it on your phone first though, so if you don't have it, pause this video, buy it on whichever service you use and then tap local ringtone on the OnePlus, find the tune, select it and go back, done. Change icon size and shape. Next up, it's time to change the look of the icons. You can select a custom size and shape for your icons, long press a blank space on the home screen, tap on settings and go to home screen layout. Here you can have bigger or smaller icons and more or less columns of icons. What's even cooler with the OnePlus 5T is that you can change the icon pack super easy. Go back to the home screen settings and tap on icon pack. Here you can select to have round or square icons, but best of all, you should tap on the last icon which says more. This will take you to the Google Play Store where you can download cool icon packs to completely overhaul the look of your device. One more thing you can do in the home screen settings is to quickly arrange icons on the home screen. Now long press an empty spot on the home screen and tap on that toggle that looks like a paragraph and you will have all icons automatically arranged neatly on your home screen. Next up, you can change the order of the on-screen navigation buttons. Want the back button on the right side? You can have it that way. Go into settings, then buttons and switch the swap buttons toggle and you're done. You can also set up custom actions for the on-screen buttons. For example, you can set a long press of the back button to lock the screen on the OnePlus 5T so you don't have to reach out for the power key on the side. You can also make the navigation bar disappear so you can see things in truly full screen view without any interruptions. To do that, go into settings, then buttons and enable the option that says hide the navigation bar. A tiny circle button will appear on the left side of the navigation bar. Tap it to make the navigation bar disappear. You can always have it show up when you swipe up from the bottom of the display on the phone. Tap it again to have it stay in place. And if you want to see things easier on your phone, you can set a larger font. Go into settings, then display, and then you can change the display size and the font size separately. OnePlus has a dedicated screen with widgets that it calls the shelf. It's enabled by default and stays on the leftmost home panel. You can customize it by adding all sorts of widgets or disable it completely. I don't usually need it, so I disable it by long pressing a blank spot on the home screen. Then I go into settings and I switch the topmost shelf toggle off. You should also know about the alert slider. It works like a mute switch but has 3 positions instead of just 2. It has a ring and silent options that are self-explanatory. Alarms come through on all options. But the third position, the one in the middle, is a neat do not disturb mode where only favorite contacts will ring your phone, while other calls and notifications will be muted. There are a few important shortcuts on the OnePlus 5T that you should know about. The first one is easy. Enable lift up display. Go into settings, then enable ambient display, and then enable lift up display. And this will allow you to simply raise your phone and have it light up automatically, showing you the time and whether you have any missed notifications. It's a little convenience that is really nice to have. For easier access to notifications, you don't need to reach up from the top of the screen. First thing you can do is use the fingerprint scanner on the back of the OnePlus 5T, where your finger naturally stays. Go into settings, then gestures, and enable swipe fingerprint for notifications. Now you can just slide your finger down on the sensor to pull down notifications and slide it up to close the notification drop down. You can do something else. By default, you need to swipe from the very top to open your notifications, as we've already said. You can, however, have it much easier. You can swipe down from any place on your home screen. How do you do this? Long press an empty space on the home screen, tap Settings, and switch the swipe down toggle to enable it. Now you have much easier access to your notifications. You can also double tap to wake the OnePlus 5T screen. To enable this function, go into Settings, Gestures, and select Double Tap to Wake under Screen Off Gestures. Unfortunately, there is no way to double tap the screen to lock it. You can only unlock the screen this way. One cool and unique OnePlus feature is the reading mode. It turns your screen to look like an e-reader with black and white appearance that is much easier on the eyes. You can do something really cool here. If you use an app like the Amazon Kindle Reader, you can have it automatically open in reader mode. Go into Settings, then Display, then Reading mode, and add the app to the list. Now every time you open it, the phone will automatically switch to reading mode. Neat. On the OnePlus 5T, you also have support for app shortcuts. This is a stock Android feature, and you can use it by long pressing on an icon, and it's cool but not always useful. You can disable it if this feature annoys you by long pressing on the home screen, then going into Settings, and then tap on Disable App Shortcuts. Other things you might want to know how to do is how to access the Google Assistant. Now that's simple, just long hold the home key. How to take a screenshot. Again, simple. To do this, simultaneously press the lock key on the right and the volume down button on the left. You can also use the cool expanded screenshot feature by tapping the rectangle icon in the bottom, and the screen will keep on scrolling until you tap. And then everything that it has gone through will be saved as one screenshot. How to use split screen multitasking. Now this is simple again. Just open one app that you want to have in split screen multitasking view, long hold the recents key, and then select the other app you want to use. You can then resize them, and if you want to go back to one app, simply resize the other that you want to close to nothing, and you're back into the regular view. You can also double tap the recents key to quickly switch between the two most recent apps. There is one key customization options for your OnePlus 5T display. You can change its colors. You can make it look more vibrant or more neutral. To change this, go into Settings, Display, and select Screen Calibration. Here you can see different options. The default one is way too blue and way too overblown, so we prefer using the DCI-P3 one, but you can test this yourself and see which one you like best. Next up, the camera. Here's an easy tip. Double-click the power button to quickly open the camera app. Remember, this shortcut, it works on all recent Android phones, so it's super useful and super nice to know. Once in the camera app, you swipe up from the black area in the bottom to see additional shooting modes like panorama, slow motion, and so on. How to get into camera settings though? This might be tricky. Again, you have to swipe up from the black area first, and then a gear icon appears in the top right. Select it to go into settings. Now in the settings, you can tweak all sorts of things. What we like to do is turn off shutter sound when taking pictures. And the second thing we do is we also enable the grid for better composition. For the enthusiasts who want to get the most out of the camera, you can also shoot in RAW format. To do this, swipe up from the black area in the camera, choose Pro mode, and once you have switched, tap on the RAW button in the top. RAW format is disabled by default, so you need to enable it by pressing the icon on the right. You can also develop RAW photos on your phone in an app like Snapseed, which is free. The general benefit of RAW photos is that you get a better dynamic range. You can tweak images without losing data. There is one privacy setting that you can consider disabling on the OnePlus 5T. Disable sending data to OnePlus. This is data that the company uses to improve its products, but if you value your privacy more, simply disable this option. Go into Settings, then Advanced, find Join User Experience Program and make sure it's turned off. This way, your data will never leave your device. Finally, we have a couple of battery saving tips. Since the OnePlus 5T uses an AMOLED screen, this means that using darker wallpapers and themes will help get better battery life. You already know how to select a wallpaper, but you can also use a dark theme on the 5T by going into Settings, Display, Theme, and selecting the dark theme option. We also recommend going into Settings, then Location, and then Mode, and selecting battery saving to have even better battery life. And this rounds up our tips and little tricks for the OnePlus 5T. They're not super advanced, but we feel that they do make using the OnePlus 5T easier and more enjoyable. Do you have any special tips and custom settings for the new OnePlus 5T? Feel free to share with us in the comments to this video. And do give us a like if you enjoyed watching this, share the video if you loved it, and I will see you in the next one.